ज़िंदगी में हम बहुत सारे सफ़र करते हैं। कुछ सफ़र ऐसे होते हैं जो हमारे को इस बाहरी दुनिया से मिलाते हैं और कुछ सफ़र ऐसे होते हैं जो हमें हमारे अंतर्मन तक लेके जाते हैं। मैं कुछ ऐसे ही सफ़र करने में विश्वास रखती हूँ। आप सब मेरे को जानते हैं क्राफ्ट विलेज की फाउंडर के नाम से। आपने देखा है कि किस तरह क्राफ्ट और कल्चर के काम को हम जी तोड़ मेहनत से आगे लेके जाते हैं। बट देयर इज़ अदर साइड टू इट ऑल्सो। I, Iti Tyagi, as an individual, have a story which is very close to my heart, a story which is very, very powerful. This is the story of traveling between lives. This is the story of traveling in upper space. This is the story of traveling inside my mind and my soul. Hello and welcome to this beautiful conversation in second season of Marasim. Today I'm in conversation with someone who is a mentor, a guide, a therapist and very dear to my heart. Today I'm in conversation with Simrita Chaudhary, clinical therapist, past life regression therapist, life between life therapist. My very, very dear mentor and guide, Simrita Chaudhary. Simrita ji, welcome so much on the second season of Marasim. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Iti. Thank you for having me with you.
How wonderful it is that there was a time when you and me used to travel to a different world. We were on a different path. You were my therapist and I was there seeking some answers. I had so many questions. How was the time? Do you remember anything about that?
Yes, I do. I do have some memories. As I said, whenever I work with a client, it's a journey for me also, it's a learning for me also. So yes, along with you, I do remember the journey that we took together.
Simrita ji, you are a past life regressionist and you are a clinical therapist with Wim Hof. It's a very reputed institution. Would you like to tell us something about Wim Hof?
Wim Hof is a very special kind of an institute. Probably the only institute in the private sector which focuses on the mental health, and it has been started in the memory of late Dr. Vidyasagar, who was considered to be the father of Indian psychiatry. So it was an honor to start this institution in his memory, a way of giving back to the society by starting it as a family trust. It's also an NGO, and we've come a long way. I think we are now 35 plus years.
You are doing something so incredible. Today we know that how mental health has become one of the prime focuses of our lifestyles, of our lives. People are struggling day in, day out with their own ideologies, their own thought processes. People are struggling how to find a way, a simplified way from all the complexities that they have created around themselves. Simrita ji, कितना important है mental health को value करना आज के time में?
I think it's very important. Just as we take so much of good care of our physical body, you know, we emphasize on the right diet, on the right exercise. I think more and more people are becoming aware that if you want to be in a good physical health, then you really have to take good care of your mental health, your emotional health. That is why the term mind-body therapies have come into focus these days, because the mind and the body, they work together in sync. What the mind feels is also felt by the body. What the mind thinks is also accepted by the body. So if you are at peace mentally and emotionally, you will have a much better physical health. Earlier the concept was to treat the physical health completely separately. The belief was that there is no connection between the mind and the body. But that is not the case. Today there are so many experiments and there are so many studies and researches which have proved that your mind has a huge impact on your physical well-being. and vice versa.
You know, whenever we think of mental health, we have seen that we want to find a doctor, we want to go and talk to somebody, but there are actually very less options available. Ultimately, we end up taking pills, and the results are gruesome. I have personally seen that what chemicals do to your body, what pills do to your body. I'm not saying I'm totally against it, but on my personal understanding and experiences, I have found that we as a country have a great data bank of knowledge. We are a culture where in our spiritual texts also, there are so many things very easily available, but yet we do not have therapies available. What do you have to say about it?
I think things are changing now. More and more therapies are becoming available. Let's say we are rediscovering them. They've always been there around, but there was a time when the focus was more on the pharmaceutical help, which is fine because medicines have their own role to play.
Absolutely.
But a mind needs more than the medicines. So I think more and more people are becoming aware of music therapy, movement therapy, drama therapy, art therapy, and in that same line, I think the work that I do is the hypnotherapy part is also very important and a very powerful tool which can be used for the purpose of healing your mind, healing your emotions, and eventually healing your physical body as well.
What is hypnotherapy? Can you elaborate it a bit for my audience?
Hypnotherapy again is a very ancient therapy. It's not something that we've just discovered yesterday. If we go back, then I would say maybe the origins come from Yoga Nidra. So hypnotherapy is basically, it's a word which can be broken into two parts, hypnosis and therapy. Hypnosis is a state where we are in almost like a trance-like state, and if at that time your brain waves are measured, then you'll be in the alpha state. So it's a very relaxed state, and in that relaxed state you begin to connect with your subconscious mind. This state of trance, of hypnosis, when this is used for the purpose of therapy, it becomes hypnotherapy. And hypnosis is something that is, it's not a magical, tool which, somebody brings it to you. It's there, nature has given it to you. And we go through this state and experience of hypnosis day in, day out. For example, we all have experienced daydreaming. We all like to just zone out. We are sitting and then we like to get lost in our own world of thoughts and imagination, right? Meditation, prayer. You're reading a book and you're so involved in that book that you lose awareness of your physical surroundings. Listening to a beautiful sound of music, or you're just looking at nature, looking at tree, maybe just one leaf is good enough to zone you out. So each time we are experiencing these states, we are actually experiencing a state of mild hypnosis. So it's a very natural state, apart from being awake, dreaming, sleeping. This is the fourth state that we all experience. It's just that nobody has ever told us that this is another important state that can be used for a lot of things, including healing.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would like to add here that many of you who have been practicing yoga or have been practicing meditation, you must have heard of the term Yog Nidra, as Simrita ji just mentioned. योग निद्रा एक ऐसी अवस्था है, एक ऐसी स्टेट है जिसमें आप ध्यान से, योग के ज़रिए से एक शांत मन में, एक शांत चित्त में सफ़र करते हैं. इसमें आप आँख बंद करके लेटते हैं, लेकिन आप सोते नहीं हैं. आपका पर्पस होना चाहिए कि आपको नींद नहीं आए. आप जितना योग निद्रा में जाते हैं उतना अवेक हो जाते हैं, उतना अवेयर हो जाते हैं. आप अपने बॉडी के एक एक पार्ट को महसूस कर सकते हैं. हम अपनी इंद्रियों को महसूस कर सकते हैं, हम अपने हाथ को, अपनी उंगलियों को, अपनी त्वचा को, अपने ध्यान को, हर चीज़ को महसूस कर सकते हैं। तो योग निद्रा एक बहुत खूबसूरत स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट हो सकता है अगर आप कुछ इस तरह की थेरेपीज़ में, इस तरह की जर्नीज़ में स्टार्ट करना चाहते हैं, ट्रैवल करना चाहते हैं। सिमृता जी, मुझे ये बताएं कि जब कोई आपके पास आता है कि मैं किसी मेंटल स्टेट में कुछ डिस्टर्ब हूँ, या मुझे डिप्रेशन है, या एग्रेशंस हैं, या बाइपोलर डिसऑर्डर है, किसी भी तरह की कोई कॉम्प्लेक्सिटीज से डील कर रहा है, कोई लड़ रहा है, तो क्या हम उसे सीधा ही हिप्नोथेरेपी सजेस्ट करेंगे या कुछ और थेरेपीज भी होती हैं?
No, hypnotherapy cannot be the first point of attention or help in case there is some deep-rooted emotional disturbance. For example, if somebody has bipolar or if somebody has schizophrenia. So both these fall into the term of psychosis. So psychosis is something that hypnotherapy we try to avoid because hypnotherapy doesn't really work. Bipolar is again a very gray area. If somebody is very well maintained with the help of medication, has a lot of insight, then maybe we can do relaxation sessions with them and then see how it goes. But in cases of schizophrenics, we don't advise and we don't even do hypnotherapy with them, with those cases. But yes, other disorders like depression, anxiety, you have stress, you have habit issues, you have relationship issues, you have low self-confidence, low self-worth, self-esteem. So when a client comes to us, usually they have done their doctor shopping, and a clinical hypnotherapist or any therapist in the complementary field would be the last one that they come to. But in case they approach us first as the first point of contact, then we always advise that they rule out that there is no pathological cause. For example, if somebody comes with mood swings, or if somebody comes with where we feel the person is hallucinating, so we will always say that you please go, and there are certain psychological testings that you have to do which can help you find out whether there is psychosis or not. If there is psychosis, then hypnotherapy will not work, a hypnotherapist will not work. But if it's a non-psychotic case or the psychosis is absent, then yes, we can discuss how hypnotherapy can help in those areas. So hypnosis is very helpful in psychosomatic areas. So psychosomatic disorders respond very well to hypnotherapy. Psychosomatic means something which is starting from the mind. That means there's nothing wrong with your body physically. There is absolutely nothing wrong. And yet, for example, you have body somatoform pains. You have headaches, you have stress headache. You have backaches. Now those backaches, if you go through your MRIs and scans and X-rays, you'll find they're all clear. There's nothing there. And yet the person is complaining of backache or shoulder pains or neck pain, whereas all the tests are completely fine. So there could be something which is bothering the person mentally, emotionally, which the person has not paid attention to, has not taken care to resolve, heal, has now started to manifest in the physical body. It can be pain, it can be headaches, it can be allergies, it can be anything. So any mental issue, any emotional issue which remains unresolved for a very long time will tend to begin to manifest in the physical body.
Right.
So your body is giving you enough signals, enough hints. If you don't take those hints, those signals, then it will begin to manifest in the physical body. It's like, it's giving you a wake-up call that, look, I'm in pain, take care of me, look at me, there's something wrong. So that is what is psychosomatic. Something which is connected with the mind, your thought process, your emotions. There's nothing wrong with your body is physically completely healthy. Yet It could be a memory, it could be a trauma, it could be some unresolved thought, emotion which is coming from the past, which is coming from the present, but has remained unattended.
Most of the time, you all must have noticed that there are certain things happening to you which are not related to your current surroundings, which are not related to the people around you, to the family and friends around you. The memories and the remembrance has got nothing to do with your current life. At that time, something must have triggered to your mind that what is that? Am I dreaming? Is this an indication? Is this telling me something else? Have I traveled from somewhere else, or do I need to search for something else? Simrita ji, what is past life regression?
As the term itself explains, past life regression means going back into your past life, not the past of this present life, but a different life altogether, different from your present life. Again, this there are many people who may believe in it. There may be many people who don't believe in it.
Absolutely.
Right?
There are all kinds of people in this planet.
So my answer to everyone who says what is the proof that the past life exists is that what is the proof that the past life doesn't exist? You have no way to disprove that the past life doesn't exist.
Right.
But on the other hand, my journey for so many years as a therapist has made it very clear that we are on a journey. Each one of us is an energy, is a spiritual energy on a journey. And just as we come into this world, you know, we call this world a school, a university. We come here to learn. And just as we enter a school, you know, we start from the kindergarten and then we graduate to higher classes. Because we can't do all the learning in one classroom, we are not ready to absorb the higher knowledge, the higher learning. So similarly, I think this is my belief system. This is how I have come to understand that we have to have more than one life if we have to complete our learning. It's a journey of the soul. And also, how do you define that somebody has all the comforts, has all the love, and there are so many others who are devoid of comfort, basic comforts of life, basic needs of life? You know, there's so much of disparity, so much of difference. How do you explain that why one person has been born into a rich family and why one is, you know, is yearning even for one morsel of food?
Absolutely. And you know, Simrita ji, that I don't know if many people know this. When we read spiritual text, when we read Ved, Puran, गौतम बुद्ध ने जब जन्म लिया था और वो गौतम से भगवान बुद्ध के सफ़र पे निकले। बुद्ध नाम का मतलब ही है कि बोध हो जाना किसी चीज़ का। तो जब गौतम को बोध हो गया, वो बुद्ध कहलाए। तो उन्होंने अपने सारे ही जन्मों का वृतांत करा हुआ है। ही हैज़ ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन्ड ऑल द लाइव्स दैट ही हैज़ टेकन बर्थ इन। तो जब हम गौतम बुद्ध को मानते हैं और हम बौद्ध धर्म को मानते हैं, तो ये कहना कितना सही होगा कि नहीं, पूर्व जन्म नहीं होते, क्योंकि जिसको हम मान रहे हैं वो खुद साक्षात इसका वर्णन कर रहे हैं कि मैंने ये सफ़र जिया है, मैंने ये जिंदगियाँ जी हैं।
Very rightly said, Iti. Gautam Buddha, through his meditation, through his deeper levels of samadhi, was able to see all his past lives. This is, as I said, hypnotherapy is also a state of trance, alpha state, a state where you're connecting with your subconscious mind. In meditation also, in samadhi also, you go to the deeper levels. You know, you go to the subconscious, the unconscious, the collective unconscious, you go to the superconscious part of the mind. where all the experiences, all the memories are stored. So the subconscious mind, Buddha was able to access all those memories through meditation, through his samadhi, because the journey has to be through the subconscious mind and going to the higher levels of mind. In past life regression therapy, hypnotherapy is the tool that we use. The same trance method, that means connecting you to your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is actually the storehouse of all your memories that you have ever lived.
I have also been on a past life regression with Simrita ji, and during my sessions with her, I was able to experience 4 to 5 different lifetimes. आप उसको ड्रीमिंग भी कह सकते हैं, लेकिन मेरे लिए वो सफ़र बहुत अलग है, क्योंकि ड्रीमिंग में जब आप एक्सपीरियंस में जाते हैं तो आपकी भाषा नहीं बदलती, आपके एक्सपीरियंसेस नहीं बदलते, जो आप एक्सप्लेन करते हैं वो उतना करेक्ट नहीं होता. आई वुड लाइक टू गिव यू अ ब्यूटिफुल स्टोरी, एन इंसिडेंट दैट एक्चुअली हैपेंड विद मी. In one of my sessions with Simrita ji, I had traveled to one of my lifetimes, the past lifetimes, in a small town, a village in Europe. And when I came out of that session, after a few days, I met, it happened that one of my professors, Dr. Ghosh, traveled, to my house, and he saw a few of my sketches, and he saw a drawing, and he asked me what exactly was I drawing. And I told him this was the door of some ancient building. And he told me that this is the door of a church in Ethiopia. Upon asking, he explained that he was in Ethiopia and there is a church. And I just stopped him there and explained that this church is up on the hills. There are no stairs to go to that church, and one has to take a ropeway to go to the church. And this was the first validation which came from Dr. Ghosh, and he told me that this was true every word.
Yes, and here I would like to add, Iti, that I have had many clients who've, after the session, who've been able to validate. They saw something, they experienced something in the session of which they had no clue. It was totally new to them, the place, the people, and yet sometime in their life, maybe a couple of months later, they visited that place, they met with those people, and I used to feel so happy when somebody would send me a mail or give me a call and say, "Ma'am, you won't believe what I saw." So you're lucky, and there have been many other clients who've been able to validate, and I think that's the biggest proof. Also, here I want to point out something. When we undertake a past life journey, it is not for somebody else to make them believe that a past life exists. It is your own journey, and the purpose of that journey is purely healing.
So past life regressions is something which is a very powerful tool for you to go inside your heart, inside your mind, and inside all the journeys that you have taken till now. I have happened to be one of the most lucky people on this planet who has been on her path, her journeys of past lives. It was Simrita ji, and today is the reason why I have turned out as a new person. There was a life before past life regressions, and there is a life after past life regressions. सिमृता जी, आपको याद होगा कि एक बहुत खूबसूरत आपने मुझे एग्जाम्पल दिया था. आपने मुझे कहा था कि मुझे किताब पढ़नी चाहिए, Many Masters, Many Life. How can we forget Dr. Brian Weiss while talking about past life regression, the world famous Dr. Brian Weiss?
Yes, I think a lot of credit goes to Dr. Brian Weiss, being a psychiatrist coming from the medical fraternity, that also an American. So when he had his own journey of working with one of his paramedics, in the hospital where he was practicing as a psychiatrist, and that journey with that lady lasted 18 months. He worked with her, Catherine, and she was able to undiscover 18 lifetimes. And what is important is that each time she visited a past life, one of her issues, whether it was emotional, relationship, it started to get resolved.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So even I would suggest people who want a good introduction to what is past life therapy regression, past life regression therapy, Dr. Brian Weiss's book, Many Lives, Many Masters, makes a very good reading.
And one very special point I will add from here, Many Masters, Many Life book is not just about Catherine and her 85 lifetimes. It is also the book where Catherine got connected on a spiritual level with her doctor, and in one of the sessions she told one of the secrets about the doctor to him, and she told Dr. Weiss that I just met your son. When he said that I don't have a son, she explained that your son passed away very young, and it was born with a very rare condition of heart where the heart was upside down. We only get to know about this personal tragedy of Dr. Brian Weiss' lives, in the book Many Masters, Many Life. Do read out that book. It's a must read. So Simrita ji, Many Masters, Many Life, and these books, these therapies, you must have met many people. I have happened to be one of them. How difficult was it for you as a therapist, as a doctor, as a guide, to take me on this difficult journey? And you see, it's not easy task. You are taking somebody from this plane to a super plane, How difficult it was for you to be on that journey with me?
I would say it was not a difficult journey. Yes, it was challenging. But then I consider every person who comes to me for therapy a very unique individual. We are all very unique, very special in our own ways, and it's very difficult to compare one person or one case with the other. Yours was a very special case because of a lot of reasons which I don't need to mention, but being a very special case, the most beautiful part was your willingness, your open-mindedness to walk this path, to undertake this journey for your own healing. And I think that is the most important thing. When you are open-minded and you have faith and belief in your guide, in your therapist, miracles do happen. And a miracle happened with you, Iti.
Absolutely. I'm one of those people who never get scared in taking a chance, who never get scared in taking up a challenge. I believe it very strongly that we all are here for a task, we all are here on a path, on a journey, and whatever come our way, there might be situations that we are not able to handle something very strongly. We all are human beings ultimately. But then help comes and knocks our door. Do open the door. Don't close the door. It's so true that many people, youngsters, do not go and seek help. And whenever the topic of mental health comes or some kind of emotional trauma comes, they do not go out and seek help. Why is that so? Is that some social trauma, society taboo? Why is it so?
Yes, I think it's a social taboo. It's a stigma that a person feels, if I come out in the open and say that I have a mental problem, people will label me as mad, insane, ye to pagal hai. But that's not the case. Who is perfect? Nobody is perfect. Each one of us, we all have a share of issues. We all have our problems, because if we don't have problems, we will never grow in life. To be able to grow and evolve in life, you have to face challenges. Yes, some challenges are a little easy to handle and some are a little more difficult to handle. But if you keep an open mind, and it's for your own good. You see, the society can only talk, but they are not concerned about your well-being. Your closed people, your family members, your closed friends are the ones who will be really concerned about your well-being. So just think about your own life, how valuable your life is, and how your being unwell is affecting your closed people, your family members, your friends. When in a family there is one person who's unwell, it's like a ripple effect. It
Absolutely.
also affects the well-being of the family members.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So when you reach out to seek help, it's not just for yourself. You're also trying to, ensure that by your getting well, your family members are also at peace. They can also have a respite. So if you think more positively, if you keep an open mind and also have this acceptance that it's okay, I'm not perfect, I have this flaw, that's fine. Let me see what best I can do. How can I improve upon it?
During the past life regressions, I had experienced a couple of things, and I would like to know about that. One, that I had seen my spiritual guide and a spiritual master. Can you please explain what is a spiritual guide and a spiritual master?
Okay. So a spiritual guide is someone who can be somebody known to you, somebody who's probably one of your ancestors, somebody from your family who's passed over, or maybe still living, but you connect with the higher self of that person. So that higher self of that person, either living or passed away, can be your guide. Now we have spirit guides where a lot of people see animals as their spirit guides. So you can have somebody from your family, somebody as from your ancestors, somebody who's been your friend, maybe animals who can come to you as your spirit guides. Now they are the ones who have chosen the role to be supportive, to help you, guide you as you take this journey of life. Now masters is a level higher than the guides. So masters are basically very highly evolved souls.
So why does it happen that whenever we are into past life regressions or sometime progression, like I have had one of the progressions.
Would you like to talk about your future progression?
Well, actually it happened, the progression I saw. In one of my progressions, I had seen that I have written a book, and it was about my life and the journey. So I recently authored one book which had to be about my life, but then I changed it and I made it about my country first. So I have recently authored a book, as you all know about it, India Good Stories Untold, my very special book which talks about this country, this culture at large. But the another one is coming soon, so I'm going to make my progression very real. So I'm going to have a book on my life and the whole experiences of my life.
So Iti was given that message that she will be writing a book.
Yes. And please do tell me that why does it happen that when we see particular instances in a progression or a regression, why exactly are we seeing that particular thing or that moment, or we are experiencing that particular episode of our life?
Yeah.
Does that mean there is a message from that, or we have not healed from it?
Absolutely. There is some baggage, some issues which have not been brought to a closure. So yes, some issues which have not been healed. So you will see those episodes, you will recall those memories which have a direct connection with your present life issue, discomfort, because there is some emotional connect, some emotion that you've not been able to resolve and heal, and that is something that you've brought forward. So this is again a very beautiful thing. Remember, the past life regression therapy is done only for the purpose of healing. It's not entertainment.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
this is again a beautiful way to help people understand that you're not just in one lifetime. You're on a journey, you've been there, and you're bringing some baggage from the past. You're bringing some unresolved issues from the past which may or may not manifest in this lifetime, right? But if they do manifest in this lifetime, then it's very difficult to find their cause in this lifetime. For example, I had a client who used to be scared of water. She never had any experience in this lifetime, where she probably drowned or, had a very bad experience while swimming or anything. So when I discussed with her, okay, let's explore the past life, immediately she went back to a lifetime where she died. She's in an aircraft, and that aircraft has an accident and it crashes into the water body, into the sea.
Quite tragic.
Very tragic. And she's not able to breathe.
And I'm sure she must be going through that.
Yes.
During the session.
Yes. But you relive that experience to be free of it.
Absolutely. I can relate to it. Yes.
So we were able to find her reason why she had such huge fear of water. She couldn't even go near the water body. But after this session, her fear went away. She was more comfortable going closer to the water body. And so these are things, how does one explain that, you saw something? So people say, oh, that was a figment of your imagination. Well, if that is what you would like to believe, it's fine. With a therapist, it's fine. But if that imagination has translated into healing, then I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. It's not important for me to label it as a past life or as a figment of your imagination. But on the other hand, having said that, when the person, as you said, is reliving that experience, it's something that you can't imagine, because when you imagine, you can't have those kind of emotions coming out. It's almost reliving, So when you relive an experience, your physical body, your emotions, everything come out in a way which are far, far more powerful than any imagination can bring them out.
This is a conversation which won't end soon. I have a very special thing to ask. What is this whole parapsychology, we can call it, this particular department or this particular stream? What does it have to say about autism or ADHD? Because since you are on a journey where you are dealing with the mind and souls and their journeys into different lifetimes, and you are actually connecting with souls, and body has got nothing to do with it. So what do you have to say about autism? Like, why somebody is born with a particular neuro disorder like this?
So I would just like to point out one thing. Yes, we are dealing with, call it soul, call it spirit, call it energy, whatever name you would like to give. But we need the body, because the soul or the spirit can express itself only through the physical body. So the mind body equipment, or BMI, mind body intelligent equipment, is what we bring forward, for any experience, for any learning. Coming to the point of autism, they're very special souls. They are highly intelligent. They may, now I may sound a little weird to a lot of listeners, they may be coming from some other planet. They may be coming from some other level of existence. They're coming here to learn certain lessons which they couldn't learn in that plane. So they find it very difficult to fit into the norms, the rules that we have created in this world, you know. So the best thing with these people is to give them space, to give them unconditional love and support, to let them know that they are fine, they're going to be fine. Give them all that support that they need. Don't judge them, don't criticize them, don't bind them, don't be rigid with them. This is very important. And I'm speaking purely from my own experience of having worked with these children.
What is now is I will not take much of your time. My last curiosity: what is the power of mind, and why does it have so many memories of so many lifetimes, past, present, future? What is this data bank that we have?
See, you need to understand first what is mind. That mind is separate from this physical body. So earlier the belief was that, you know, mind is part of the brain, but mind and brain are two different entities. Brain is, in simple words, the hardware. Mind is the software. So mind is actually an abstract energy field, and this energy field is huge and is very powerful. It has many layers to it. So because it's huge and it's an abstract energy field, you can understand the capacity to hold on to information is also huge. It's in your entire body, and what we call aura. You know, we say that people have aura around them. Aura, I believe, is quite similar to the energy field that we call mind. Because when you come in contact with certain people, you know, you either sometimes say, oh, I don't know why, but I don't like this person. I've never met this person, but the vibes aren't too good. And sometimes when you meet somebody for the first time, you feel, oh, you've known this person for ages, you know. So it's the energy fields of those two people which are interacting. So if the frequency of the energy fields is same or matching, you feel very comfortable. If they are not matching, they're different, then you feel very uncomfortable. You don't like the vibes. So the term we use is vibes. So this, in very simple terms, describes what mind is. So mind is in your entire body. It's an energy field. You may call it an aura, and today science has also proven that each one of us has a biomagnetic field around us, which correlates to the term aura and to mind. That is how I look at mind, and therefore mind has many layers. It's abstract, so our understanding of mind is not complete even today.
Simrita ji, thank you so much for so much information, so much knowledge and guidance. I'm sure the listeners today have understood that how important is our mental health, how precious is mind, and what are different ways through which we can seek help, and ultimately the path is to seek help and get healed.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for joining me today. It couldn't have been a special episode. It's my most precious episode. It talks a lot about what I am today.
Thank you, Iti. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me. And it was a pleasure talking to you and sharing whatever little knowledge I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So this was me in conversation with Simrita Chaudhary ji, therapist, past life regressionist. It is a very candid, a very important session I had with her. It was a beautiful journey. It was a journey that I have taken once in my lifetime. मैं ये नहीं कहती कि सबको एक से ही सफ़र लेने चाहिए ज़िंदगी में. हाँ, लेकिन घर से निकलना बहुत ज़रूरी है. It is very important that you get up, you open the door and you walk out. If you will not walk out, you will always be stuck in your life. So thank you so much for being with me on this very special episode of Marasim Season 2. I was in a beautiful conversation with Simrita Chaudhary. I will continue with more such powerful conversations in the future. Thank you so much for being with me. Namaskar.